What's up everyone and welcome to my channel. Dana White shared his reaction to Islam Makhachev's performance against JDM during the post-fight press conference. Dana was straightforward in his assessment, saying he didn't find the fight particularly exciting, but also making it clear that the dominance Islam displayed cannot be denied. He explained that while it wasn't the kind of title fight that keeps fans on the edge of their seats, it was a showcase of absolute control from start finish. Dana said, not the most exciting title fight you'll ever see, but let me tell you what, complete dominance. He emphasized that the way Islam shut down every part of JDM's game spoke for itself. According to him, Islam didn't just win, he neutralized everything JDM attempted, leaving no room for debate about who the better fighter was that night. He continued by saying that what happens next will play a major role in where Islam's career goes from here. Dana mentioned that depending on upcoming matchups and the direction the UFC decides to take, Makhachev is clearly moving toward the highest level of recognition in the sport. He said, "It's depending on what we do next with him and what's going on. This guy's headed toward GOAT talk." Dana's message was simple. Even if the fight lacked fireworks, Islam's skill, discipline, and control are pushing him into the conversation of all-time greats. His trajectory continues to climb, and with each dominant performance, the GOAT discussion grows louder. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Garry did not hold back after watching Islam Makhachev dominate JDM in their title fight. Garry reacted in real time, firing shots at JDM and calling the performance, as he put it, the weakest title defense in UFC history. He repeated it again with even more emphasis, saying, "Sending M&Ms and commiserations to you, JDM, one of the weakest title defenses in UFC history." According to Garry, everything about JDM's preparation looked off, and he claimed it seemed almost non-existent. As the fight played out, Garry kept commenting, breaking down each moment. He said, "This is where the fight starts. Can he stay down or can he get back up?" But as Islam kept the pressure on, Garry added, "I did not think this was going to be as easy as it is. Now it's just a question of his jack going to break." He pointed out that through 3 rounds, it was pure domination by Islam, and he criticized JDM further, saying, "Jack doesn't look like he knows how to fight." Garry continued by saying it was a great night for him, predicting confidently that Islam was going to win. He said he wanted that fight next, claiming, "Jack loses, Leon gets sparked. The only way this gets better is if Jack's nose goes the other side of his face." He commented on JDM's expression, saying, "Look at the face of that man. He's the champion right now. Look at that. Broken. He clearly doesn't want to fight. Coach should tell him. Look at him. He's about to cry." As the final sequence unfolded, Garry called it out live. Grab his leg, take him down, and that's the fight. Guaranteed Islam. Done. Game over. See you later. I'm going home. Take care. He wrapped up by saying, "Jack Del Mare versus Cus Patches. That's what's next. And me and Islam." Moving on to another news, Khamzat reacted to the massive showdown at UFC 322, where Islam Makhachev once again proved why he's one of the most dominant fighters in the sport today. Last night's card delivered on every level, and Islam Makhachev's performance was the highlight of the entire event. From the opening bell to the final moments, Islam controlled the pace, dictated every exchange, and secured his place in history by becoming a 2-division champion. It was the kind of display that reminded fans why he's considered one of the most complete fighters in the game right now. One of the biggest responses came from Khamzat, who didn't waste any time commenting on the outcome. After watching Islam shut down JDM with calculated pressure and elite grappling, Khamzat posted a short but powerful message online, writing, "Congratulations, Dagestan." The message quickly spread across social media, gaining attention as fans discussed the future of both fighters and what this win means for the lightweight and welterweight divisions. Islam's win also sparked new debates about potential matchups, rivalries, and whether this dominant run could continue for years to come. With reactions pouring in and conversations heating up, it's clear that UFC 322 will be remembered as a major turning point in the sport. Moving on to another news, Islam added welterweight gold to his already incredible resume with a dominant one-sided decision win over JDM in the main event of UFC 322 on Saturday night. Islam's signature wrestling was on full display from the opening seconds, as he grounded JDM at will and controlled him for nearly the entire duration of their 5-round fight. By the time the final bell rang, it was obvious that Makhachev had entered the rare territory of UFC 2-division champions. He has now won 16 straight fights, tying the legendary streak once held by Anderson Silva. His move up to welterweight only happened after defending the lightweight title 4 times, another UFC record. As impressive as Islam was, JDM's flat and hesitant performance left many fans and fighters disappointed, especially considering the hype leading into the event. Reactions from the MMA world came in immediately. Ilia tweeted, "JDM needs an entire camp dedicated just to wrestling. What a disappointment of a champion. You should go to Georgia to learn something. Islam, you need something you can't train. Emotion. You're the most boring thing in this game. Every day I'm more certain I put you to sleep." Ian Machado Garry added, "Sending M&Ms and commiserations to you, JDM. One of the weakest title defenses in UFC history. Your prep looked non-existent." Cruz tweeted, "Having BJJ with no wrestling is like having a gun with no bullets. Zero takedown offense and defense is not going to work. Makhachev is making it look easy." Shavkat Rakhmonov wrote, "Congratulations to Islam. Excellent performance, but the real challenge at 170 is still me." Kamzat kept it short, saying, "Congratulations, Dagestan." Merab said, "Congratulations, new welterweight champion, Islam. Well deserved." Bilal Muhammad shared, "I'm happy for Islam to achieve double champ status. That's legendary status in this sport. Khabib and his team deserve it. I have work to do next week. That's my full focus." Jamahal Hill reacted with, "Islam broke him. He's completely demoralized." Henry Cejudo added, 19 minutes of control time in a 25-minute fight is diabolical. Islam is your pound for pound #1. End of discussion. Even analysts chimed in. Alan Jubin admitted, "I was completely wrong about this one. I thought having Craig Jones help him would be the path to victory. The JJ is actually hurting him. He needed to just wrestle and sprawl. Playing sweeps is not the game." Lone Murphy tweeted, "Islam versus Ilia. Book it right now before the round is over." Max Holloway also reacted, saying, "What a main card so far. All finishes. Fans are spoiled." And then came Alexander Volkanovski's response to Islam becoming the new welterweight champion. He said, "Who's going to give Islam problems? Me. Get me at 170. Get me at 170. We'll get you back on the markers." He added some love for JDM as well, saying that you won't find many nicer guys than him, and that despite the tough night, he still has a bright future ahead. Moving on to another news, Islam Makhachev has given his reaction to the chaotic altercation involving Dillon Danis and members of his team at UFC 322. Islam didn't hold back when speaking about the situation. He said that Danis got exactly what he'd been asking for after spending the last 5 years talking non-stop about people he never expected to meet face to face. According to Islam, when you talk about someone for that long, you eventually have to answer for your words. He added that Danis didn't answer for anything and continued to say bad things about their team, even on the night of the event. Islam explained that Danis kept talking about certain teammates, calling them names online, and that last night, those same guys finally met him in person, and that was that. When Islam was told that Danis had been banned from the UFC for life, he said the ban should go even further, joking that Danis should be banned from the country altogether. He made it clear that the situation didn't surprise him at all, considering how much Danis had provoked fighters over the years. Reports also surfaced that Chenko, also known as John Pork, was involved in the brawl. Video clips appeared to show him landing shots on Danis during the chaos. He even posted a picture afterward with Jorge Masvidal showing off a bloody knuckle on his right hand, which fans believe came from the altercation. As for Danis, there has been no update on his injuries, though some people online joked that he was TKO'd at one point during the scuffle. Damon Martin spoke with the NYPD following the incident and confirmed that no arrests were made. He wrote, "Just spoke to the NYPD regarding the brawl involving Dillon Danis, and they said they weren't notified of any arrests made tonight at Madison Square Garden." With Dana White confirming the permanent ban and Islam making his stance clear, it looks like Danis is officially done with UFC events moving forward. Moving on to another news, Dillon Danis has officially been banned from all future UFC events after the chaotic brawl that erupted during UFC 322. Last night, Danis became the center of a massive scene when he got into an altercation with members of Team Khabib, creating mayhem in the crowd and pulling attention away from the main card. After the event, Dana White addressed the situation during the post-fight press conference, revealing that Danis is now permanently banned and that he takes responsibility for allowing the situation to escalate. According to Dana, the entire issue started because Danis was stealing seats from other UFC fighters and refusing to move when staff approached him, while Dana was focused on Jorge Masvidal, who had already claimed it was on site if he ran into Danis. Something else was quietly unfolding. The entire group of Muslim teammates supporting Islam Makhachev were seated just a few rows away from Danis, waiting for the moment things boiled over. Eventually, they jumped him and the crowd exploded into total chaos. Dana admitted this was enough for him to cut ties with Danis permanently. Despite the brawl, he also confirmed he won't be bringing any charges against him. He then broke down exactly what happened from his point of view. Dana said he was right on press row when the fight broke out between Dillon Danis and a member of Team Khabib. He was asked how disappointed he was and whether he had any insight into how things unfolded. Dana explained that moments before the main card, security approached him, informing him that Danis was wandering around and taking fighter seats instead of sitting in the spot his ticket assigned. They asked Dana if they should throw Danis out. Dana responded by asking if Danis had a ticket. When security said yes, Dana told them to simply let him sit in his seat and keep an eye on him. He said it didn't even cross his mind that the entire group supporting Islam, what he referred to as the Muslim Brotherhood, was sitting in the first 5 rows. As soon as the brawl erupted, Dana said he immediately knew what it was. He described how he rushed to the opposite side of the arena and instantly recognized the situation for what it had become. Dana said, "I knew it." He then made it absolutely clear that this will never happen again, stating, "You will never see Dillon Danis at a UFC fight ever again." Moving on to another news, Islam Makhachev has officially responded to the comments Ilia made after UFC 322. Yesterday, we reported that Ilia took direct shots at both Makhachev and JDM, posting a heated message on X. In that post, Ilia wrote, "Jack needs an entire camp dedicated just to wrestling. What a disappointment of a champion. You should go to Georgia to learn something. Islam, you need something you can't train. Emotion. You're the most boring thing in this game. Every day I'm more certain I put you to sleep." It was one of the sharpest callouts he's made to date. During the post-fight press conference, Makhachev was asked about Ilia's comments, and he kept his response calm and straightforward. He said he doesn't care who comes next, and that no matter the opponent, he plans to make every fight look easy. When the media brought up Ilia's tweet specifically, pointing out that he called Makhachev the most boring fighter in the UFC, Islam didn't react with frustration or anger. Instead, he doubled down on the mindset that has carried him through his dominant run. He reminded everyone that he came out of the fight feeling healthy, saying, "No injury, nothing. I don't feel any pains. I'm ready. Who is going to be next? Let's do this and I will make it easy." His confidence stayed unshaken, and he made it clear he's not interested in back and forth trash talk. Islam ended his statements by reiterating that he's focused only on defending his legacy, not arguing online. With Ilia continuing to push for a fight and Islam showing no hesitation, momentum for this matchup is already building fast. Moving on to another news, Dana White was asked about the possibility of Makhachev facing Ilia next, and he gave a surprisingly open answer. Dana explained that the decision is ultimately up to Makhachev, because at this point in his career, Islam has earned the right to choose what makes the most sense for him. Reporters then shifted the conversation toward the upcoming White House event, asking whether a non-American main event would be an issue, or if the UFC preferred an America versus the world theme for a card of that magnitude. Dana immediately shut that idea down, saying it's not about America versus the world at all. Instead, it's strictly about building the best and most exciting card possible, regardless of nationality, storylines, or narratives pushed by fans or media. When asked directly whether Makhachev could end up headlining at the White House, Dana didn't hesitate. He said it's absolutely a possibility, especially when you consider the level of dominance Islam has shown and the kind of legacy he's building. Dana mentioned that people are already talking about Islam in GOAT conversations, and depending on what he does in his next couple of fights, that discussion could become even louder. With that in mind, Dana made it clear that featuring Islam on such a historic card is something they're actively considering. He also emphasized that the UFC wants to create a monumental event, something that stands out even in a year full of massive fights. A champion like Makhachev, who continues to evolve and take on new challenges, fits that vision. So whether it's Ilia next or a different contender stepping up, Dana's message was simple. The UFC will go with the matchup that creates the biggest impact, showcases the highest level of talent, and delivers the most memorable moment for fans around the world.